Where's my teacher?
Your calling to be a teacher in primary is a privilege and a blessing. As a teacher, you're in a position to help children learn moral and spiritual values. You can share the love that children offer so spontaneously when they're secure with you and feel the love and warmth that you offer them. No matter which age group you're teaching, never underestimate the impact that you can have on children's lives.
Certainly grateful to have you in primary today, Richard.
For many of you, this may be your first teaching experience in the church. For others, it may be a matter of adapting teaching principles you already know to the ages of the children in your class. For all of you, teaching in primary can be interesting and rewarding as children begin to respond to you and learn to live the gospel of Jesus Christ.
And this is the kind
The
of
Lord
food
has told us that we are to establish a house of order. This does not mean that we can expect children to remain quiet and still for long periods of time, but it does mean that children can control themselves, listen, and cooperate. They do this best in a happy, pleasant setting. Primary teachers can create a positive atmosphere in the classroom by applying a few basic principles. 1. Know and love the children. 2. Prepare prayerfully and well. And 3. Understand and use methods of classroom management. By using these 3 principles, you can enjoy the children in your class, help them to be attentive, and feel successful as together you learn the gospel. Know and love the children. Children's names are very important to them. Know their names, their first names and last names. Learn as much as you can about the children and their families so that you'll understand why they may respond the way they do. You'll learn a lot by listening to what they have to tell you. Try to be aware of what is happening in their lives and encourage them to share good news with the rest of the class. Let them know you are genuinely interested in them. Be aware when there is sadness in their homes. Allow them time to share their feelings with you, as well as their hopes and dreams of the future. Knowing the characteristics of the children you teach will help you to be realistic in your expectations of them. The How book for teaching children contains descriptions of children who are the age of your class members. It suggests what you can do to help them learn the gospel. Know and love the children, a basic principle of effective teaching that brings a positive feeling to the classroom. Prepare prayerfully and well. Prayerful preparation is most important if you want to have a positive primary class experience. When you are prepared, you will be able to teach by the Spirit, and lives of children will be touched. A well-prepared teacher will be able to teach from a few notes rather than reading the lesson from the manual. This makes it possible for the teacher to look directly at the children and maintain the eye-to-eye contact which is essential for effective teaching. Eye-to-eye contact keeps the children looking at you, focuses their attention, and helps prevent behavior problems. A well-prepared teacher also is able to conduct the involvement activities in ways that will be enjoyable for the children as they learn. The approved primary manuals are easy to read and include all of the basic information you need. The lessons in the primary manuals include stories and interesting learning activities appropriate to each age group. Involving the children in these stories and activities will hold their attention and help them understand the gospel principles being taught. Children seldom misbehave when they are actively involved in learning. To help teachers prepare, regular in-service training is given each month at Ward Primary Leadership Meeting. You can learn important and useful teaching skills that will make your calling more rewarding and the lessons more enjoyable for the children. Prepare prayerfully and well, a basic principle of effective teaching. Teachers who know and love the children and prepare prayerfully will establish a positive atmosphere. In addition, if you understand and use methods of classroom management, you can maintain a positive atmosphere in your class that fosters self-discipline in the children. One method is to use positive words and phrases. State specifically the action you see that you like. When you are specific and positive, the children know what is expected of them. They feel good about themselves and will want to please you by behaving as you would like.
Children, you walked in the room so quietly.
Heavenly Father is so pleased when we are reverent.
Who can give me the valiant class motto? Jessie?
I can be valiant in keeping my baptismal covenants.
Very good. Did you notice the way that Lizzie waited until Jessie had finished before she began to speak? That was very polite. Thank you, Lizzie.
That's good. Thank you. You are a good audience. You watched and listened carefully. I'm impressed.
Now that you have everything you need to begin, all I should hear are quiet voices.
Oh, thank you, Miles, for sharing.
Well, girls, I think we had an excellent class today. What were some of the things that we did that made it so good?
You were prepared and you asked a lot of questions, and it's fun to answer those questions and get them.
We want to be able to learn together when we come to class. As your teacher, what can I do to make this a good class?
Have interesting lessons.
Good.
Another method of classroom management is to make class rules. A few class rules can help teachers and children set guidelines for acceptable behavior. They should be rules the children know are really theirs, ones they have discussed and thought about together.
I'll try to be patient with you if something goes wrong. Now, if I do my part, what will you do? Ben?
We'll listen.
Good.
After the rules are made, use them in class to help the children remember what is acceptable behavior.
After Joseph read in the Bible that he could ask of God, one beautiful spring morning, he went to the woods to do what? Bo?
He went into the grove to pray.
Brittany, what's the rule?
Take turns talking.
This is called the plan of salvation. Right now, we're at the earth life stage of our existence, and you can see how important it is how we live on the earth, because it will determine where we're going to spend the rest of eternity. Megan? Thank you.
When problems arise in class, act on them immediately without giving them any more attention than necessary. You can avoid many problems by ignoring minor misbehavior. For example, wiggling, fidgeting, and giggling are usually normal child behaviors. Most problems can be corrected by refocusing the child's attention to the lesson by a slight gesture or change of pace.
Can you tell me where we lived before we came to Earth?
The pre-earth flight.
Very good, thank you.
Rest exercises provide a welcome change of pace.
Toes, now your faces. Eyes, ears, mouth, and nose. Good.
Another way to help children control themselves is to sit or stand near them.
So I just wanted
A
to show
simple
you that
but
because I
effective
thought
technique
it might
is
be
silence.
help you
When there
define
is a
yourself
disturbance in
at
class,
18
stop
and
talking for a few
it's
seconds,
important.
and it
So-
will usually cease. Stop right in the middle of a sentence or word.
so that we
It is
won't
often
forget
all a teacher
these
needs to
important things
do.
in our lives they may not seem.
Occasionally,
Amanda,
a
please
child
don't
will do
kick
something
Amanda.
so wrong or potentially
don't kick
harmful that the teacher must make the child immediately aware of the seriousness of the action. Speak calmly and quietly, but firmly. Never call a child names or be sarcastic or threaten. Do not shout. Just take immediate action.
Amanda,
State
you don't
clearly
hurt
what the child
others.
must do.
Please stop right now and don't do it again.
After class, speak privately to the child without judging or
Bye,
preaching.
Haley. See you next week. Bye. Bye, Blaine. Bye, Spencer. Bye, Lacey. Amanda, I'm sorry I had to talk firmly to you. I love you and I want us to be friends. Let's talk about it so that we won't have this problem again, all right?
When a child's behavior is continually disruptive, you may need to take special measures. You may need to excuse
And now
yourself
it
for a
came to
moment and
pass
remove the
that
child
thou
from the
wast carrying
classroom so the other children will not be disturbed.
Would you read the story from the scriptures as the children follow along? Tyler and I will be back in a moment.
If this is
Tyler?
necessary, a member of the
Oh,
primary
hi.
presidency could
Tyler's
help.
been having fun making faces. I wondered if could you talk with him?
Yes, I'd like to talk with Tyler. Well, Tyler, I think we have a little problem here. Do you realize that when you disturb the other children, that they can't pay attention to their lesson, and it disturbs your teacher, too? How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I guess I like to make the kids laugh.
Well, I can understand that you like to have fun, and we all do. But is primary the right time to be making faces?
No, but they like to see me do it.
Well, I know they do, but is primary the right place? No. Now, Tyler, your teacher loves you and the children love you, and they want you to be in class with them. So when you go back in, what are you going to do to help?
Try to listen and not make faces.
Oh, I like that idea. And I know that you can listen, Tyler, and that you can help the other children to listen too, okay? In there. Good class now.
In addition to the presidency, there are others who can help you when you're faced with discipline problems. The in-service leader can visit classes regularly to observe and assist as needed. Parents can also be called upon to help. By working together, you can find ways to help children in your class learn self-discipline. When more extreme disciplinary measures are required, such as removing a child from class or involving the parents, you should remember that you are treating only a symptom. You need to learn more about the child and what causes him to act as he does. Learn to love him and to show that love. You could be a child's only friend. Continually ask for guidance from our Father in heaven as you teach his children. Never, never give up on a child. There is always a solution to the problem. Don't be discouraged or impatient with yourself as a teacher. We all continually learn and grow a little at a time. Even the best teachers have occasional problems. Remember, you are helping children learn to control their behavior, and that takes time. But as you learn to handle problems while they are small, you and the children will have fewer problems later on. Understand and apply principles of classroom management, a basic principle of effective teaching. Know and love the children you teach. Prepare prayerfully and well. Understand and use methods of classroom management. As you apply these principles, you will be able to establish a positive atmosphere, and you will see children grow in their ability to control themselves. You will be helping them learn to live the gospel of Jesus Christ. Primary will be a happy time for you and your class, and you will find that teaching in primary is one of the great spiritual experiences of your life.